Hey guys, I'd like to start this video with just the various ways that you can consume nutrition and health. First and foremost is what you eat and how the quality of the food, how much you eat, those kinds of things. There's just no better way of the food source being your nutrition. And it is important to break down the vitamins, from greens to fruits, grains, fiber, etc. And with that being said, you move into, okay, if I can get all my nutrition with my food, then why am I even thinking about supplemental ways of getting more nutrition? Well, that leads to how we have depleted the ground over the years. You have to go back into history and see what took place and how it started to even get to the place where we got today. And one of the things was back at the Industrial Revolution, there were some powers that be that were trying to be the top number one in the world financially. And some were about electricity, some were about other things, and some were about, crude oil and, heating your home with oil and so forth. So when the electricity came in on the scene, no longer was the oil used to heat homes and light homes and so forth. So as that began to dwindle, I won't name names, but the people that ran the businesses of the oil, they were like, what can we do with this oil? If we can't, the consumers are not buying it for their homes, what are we going to do with it? Well, the scientists said, well, we can make petrochemicals, which is, fake vitamins from crude oil. They mimic what real vitamins do, but nobody's going to take that. Who's going to take a fake vitamin made from crude oil? Well, he said, they just said, leave it to us. We'll figure that out. You just make it. Not asking if it was even healthy for you, good for you, any of that stuff. So they began producing this stuff, and in the process, part of getting people to accept it was to fund the colleges, tell the colleges what to teach, tell them what is good for them, and also demonize if they used other modes of nutrition. So fast forward to today, reason why I even hesitated in getting into just even the essential oils from the very beginning was because I was scared it was going to be witchcraft or, just quackery or something. And I didn't even want to, address it. And eventually it kept hitting me in the face that I had to look at something else other than what we were doing with the pharma. And I discovered that that was the history. And that kind of changed my mind about what was natural. And then as I looked in the Bible, because I am a Christian, I will say that the Bible was very important to me on how I lead my life. And it was very clear that in several places, just like in Ezekiel 47, Genesis 2:9, Revelation 22. There's so many different places that talks about the leaves and the trees are for your healing. So, natural things are for our healing. God created it that way. And so that made me think, okay, well, I really need to give this a second look. And as I dove into it, I began to find all kinds of neat things. And um, one, one of the things besides the essential oils, to me, that's the big daddy. That's going to have more potent resources. That and tinctures. Tinctures are very powerful. So sometimes tinctures, I think, can be even more powerful than an essential oil, but it just really depends. It depends on how you take it and depends on what it is, what's going on with the body. But just remembering that there are levels, okay? And so what are those levels? What can you do? Nutrition comes from food first. Then you can go to the first level, to me, is like teas and things that are very mild. You can administer these to older people, children, even, everyday people can take teas. I mean, it's just very gentle way of form of nutrition, and you can pinpoint of different things and different herbs, the energetics and different herbs that will address the issues that are going on. And most people will know this, like chamomile. Chamomile tea is great for sleeping when you have sleep issues. So that will kind of give you an idea of that. So the different parts of the plant that you can use are flowers, leaves, stems, fruits, and roots. And so there's just, different ways, and you prepare them in different ways. So you can preserve them. You can preserve them in fresh, cooked salads, cooked food, just on top of your salads or something. You can do that. You can dry it. You can, when you dry, like you hang your plant and you dry it, you're going to get a good 60% of the value nutrition, at least 60 to 70% on the value, nutritional value from that. Now, if you dehydrate it, that's a little bit faster than hang drying. You can save 75 to 80% of that nutrition. Now, if you're taking a capsule, you're not getting the full nutrition because it's going all the way down into the lower to the bottom part of your belly here, and by the time it gets there, you've missed a lot of the need for nutrition up through this way. So there's reasons why you would take different things at different times. You can also freeze dry them. Now, freeze dry them is a game changer. You're keeping 99% of the nutrition with that. So I highly recommend, if you can at all get a freeze dryer, get it, not just for your food preservation, but for your apothecary, for all of your herbs and your different modalities that you can do. You can utilize that freeze dryer to do so, and it is a game changer. I mean, I can tell you, I freeze dry my hamburger. I'll fry it up and then freeze dry it, and then when I'm ready to use it, I just hydrate it with water and drain the water off, put it in my recipe, and voila, it's easy peasy. I love it. So then you can store it in the Mylar bags or glass jars. I do not recommend plastic anything. That is, they leach. And I know they say they've got some good plastics today. Just be very cautious of that. I personally I very rarely use a plastic anything. That I just try to stick with glass or things of that nature. So, and then when you seal it in a cool, dark place. So you want to keep it, that's how, and for longevity. Now, you can make teas, like I said, that was the first level. Then you can go to powders that you can put in a pill, put in a smoothie. You can cook, you can make spices. So you see, as I tell you this, at first you're going to like, what? But then, if I tell you spices, you're like, oh yeah, I know spices. Well, spices is just a powdered form of the herb. So if you just think wider than just the herb, think wider than just ground garlic and onion. You can actually do that with moringa, which some folks in Israel, I know you guys, you know that you can do this. You're already doing it. So just think about along these lines about all of your herbs, okay? And then so when you're doing you're processing these, You can do the tinctures, and you can also do, well, the tinctures can go with a glyceride or alcohol. So any form of alcohol. You can also use wines and vinegars to tincture. So just a little bit about those, that the glycerides are, they don't last but a couple years, 2 to 3 years, something like that. And so if you're going through it, you can certainly make a glyceride. It's sweet. Children can take it, elderly, weak people that can't handle the alcohol can take it. It's just better tasting. And so that's a really good source. But like again, it doesn't last for, for a long time, whereas alcohol lasts forever. It's just some people will try to say, oh well, it only lasts this and this, but the studies have shown that it will, once it's in alcohol, it just preserves it. So you've got 3 different proofs of alcohol. 80 proof is generally for flowers and leaves. 100 proof is for stems or thicker, the thicker the meat is, okay? And then 190 proof, which is Everclear, is for your roots, okay? So just remember that, and you'll be pretty safe with that. Now, like I said, you can use vodka, Everclear, brandy, any alcohol, honestly, if it's 80 proof or above, you can use for tincturing. The wine, apple cider vinegar, those are good, but those are milder, and they won't draw quite as much as the alcohol, the higher alcohol. So just keep that in mind. So I will leave the rest. We'll go on. We'll end this video here, and I'll do another one for later. Thanks, guys.